be on vacation last week. So as everything started to evolve with the coronavirus shutdown, I gave back a couple days of vacation because I canceled my vacation, and I did telemedicine. So this week was my first week back at work in the office, and I still got to do some telemedicine, but I also ended up coming in to the office and seeing patients. And so it brought home even more than media, more than the internet, more than the news, what the struggle is for all of us as we face this outbreak, this pandemic. And I've had to do my own mind work, and I got the opportunity in the office to work with some of my nursing staff. And I thought, let me put out a few short videos to try to help us all just to think differently, to think in a way that doesn't cause so much suffering. I'm a coach and a physician, so I want to help. So that's what this is going to be about. This is an intro video. There'll be a couple more to follow, short ones that I'm going to give. And I just want to offer a couple thoughts to tell you what we're going to do. One, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of churn going on right now, and a lot of it is valid. It is a scary time, depending on how you're thinking about everything, but a lot of what we're going through is related to how we think, and we are causing ourselves more fear, more suffering, because of the way we think. So I want to take these videos to help us minimize the amount of suffering we have to go through as we are weathering this pandemic. I want to offer you the thought that the mind can be managed. I think being a former medical student and now a physician, I think that it's very easy to adopt the idea that the mind is in charge, that your brain is in charge of you. We know that the brain directs your breathing function and your heartbeat and that sort of thing. And you have control over your breathing, like we talked about in the last video. But a lot of the functions in your body are directed without your thinking about it. Your brain is making that happen. And I think we get confused in believing that our mind is in charge of everything, instead of understanding that the mind is not who you are. That you have control over your mind. Your mind's job is to look for danger. That's how we're wired. The very most primitive part of our brain is designed to look for anything that could be wrong anywhere and tell us about it. And so, especially in a time like this, when we're in the midst of a pandemic, our mind is looking for danger constantly and showing it to us over and over and over again. But I want to offer to you the thought that your mind is under your control. That your mind is like, if you don't manage it, if you just let it do its thing, it's like a toddler with a knife. Now, for any of you who have children, you would never let your 2-year-old take a knife and run around the house with it unsupervised. You wouldn't let the child have the knife, period. But that's what we do with our minds. We let our minds just race around with any thoughts that it wants to think, and we don't think about those thoughts. We don't manage those thoughts. And as humans, we are the only beings that have the opportunity to step back and look at our thoughts and take control over those thoughts. So I want to offer that to you, because if you think about it for a second, you realize you can observe your own thoughts. And if you can observe your own thoughts, you have control over them. Getting full control over them takes practice, but you can gain control. I want you to think about it as if you are the mother of your mind. Now, if you're a guy and you're watching, you can be the father of your mind. But for women, the thought that you are the mother of your mind, I want you to take that in the sense that you are in charge of your mind. You are responsible for your mind and your thoughts. And just as you would do with a child, you are not judging and angry at a child who does what it's supposed to do, be a child. Your mind will do what it does. It's your mind. But you can train it and teach it. And you can do that with compassion, with love, with kindness. It just takes a lot of practice, just like it takes years to grow a child from a baby up to a fully functioning adult. It takes time to get your brain to follow your lead. I want to offer to you the thought that worry causes the suffering that you feel, because worry and anxiety, for the most part, are thoughts about the future. Usually they're thoughts that haven't happened. It's not usually that you're having a thought that has already occurred. If something has happened and you are upset, you are angry, you are sad, you are hurt, then that thing, you may choose to feel that way. But if you have thoughts about future events, they haven't happened yet. They may never happen. And instead of allowing your mind to be under your control, you're living in that future event, suffering now, and if that event comes to pass, suffering then. And I don't believe that suffering is required. That's not necessary. So if we can capture our thoughts in the current moment, acknowledge them, have compassion on them, we can move into a place where we, in this moment, for this moment now, we can be at peace. So come back. I have some more videos. I want to share with you some of those thoughts that may serve you better than the ones that are running around in your head unsupervised. Okay, we'll start with one that I found really helpful to me this week. Okay, so I'll see you soon. Thank you for coming back.